Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
It may be a holiday, but it has been a very busy weekend for police. 3 men are behind bars after New Braunfels police found more than $260,000 in cash and guns and 11 pounds of marijuana.
24-year-old Aaron Dittman Jr., 26-year-old Jonathan Martinez, and 25-year-old Eduardo Munoz now facing possession of marijuana and engaging in organized criminal activity charges.
Witnesses told police they were acting suspiciously, these 3. The money and guns could be seen in plain sight. They called police, and when they arrived, they searched the vehicle leading to that discovery. All 3 men are said to be from the Fort Worth area.
5 teens and 1 man are all facing charges in connection to a shooting where more than 100 rounds were shot in a West Side neighborhood. This is daytime video of the scene. San Antonio police got there just after 2 a.m. on Loma Park Drive. That's right by Aldrete Park near Culebra Road. The bullets pierced homes and cars across that area. Police were able to find the suspects after they crashed their car. The ages of those arrested range from 14 years old to 20 years old. They're all facing deadly conduct with a firearm, and the driver has an extra charge of evading in a vehicle. No injuries were reported.
A teen is in critical condition after being shot multiple times during a drive-by shooting, according to San Antonio police. Tonight, they are still looking for a suspect. That shooting happened on West Cesar Chavez Boulevard near South Calavera Street. When police arrived, they found that teen outside with a gunshot wound to the back. Multiple shell casings were on the ground. No other injuries were reported.
A suspected drunk driving crash left 2 people in critical condition overnight on the west side. It happened just after midnight on General McMullen, not far from Castroville Road and Couples Road. San Antonio police say the driver of a Mazda was backing out of a driveway and failed to give way to a passing Ford Taurus. The cars crashed and the 2 people in the Mazda were hurt and taken to the hospital. Although the Mazda didn't give that right of way, the Ford driver was the one who was arrested. They were said to be intoxicated and booked for DWI.
And new on the Nightbeat, 4 major accidents, all allegedly caused by one truck speeding through the city's west side.
Now, 1 person is in custody, but as the night team's Camelia Juarez tells us, the wrecks affected a lot of people.
Around 5 this afternoon, one family was enjoying their Easter Sunday when they heard a loud crash right outside their yard and the lights went out. Esteban Tobias went outside to see what happened.
My family saw a big ball of fire go on the back of our neighbor's house, and that's when we saw the truck hit the light post.
A man driving a silver pickup truck crashed into an electric pole on the corner of Cervallo and General McMullen. Tobias says he saw the man walk away from the truck. When police arrived looking for the driver, Tobias, an off-duty EMT, told officers the man appeared to be under the influence.
Because the guy was intoxicated and possibly on narcotics. I mean, I looked at his eyes. They're kind of pinpointed.
San Antonio police say the truck driver was allegedly involved in 3 other major accidents.
I don't know how many people are affected by it. I mean, a lot of people came because they lost power, so they want to know what's going on.
The crash near General McMullen and 90 cut off power to an entire block. A crew working at Dairy Queen suddenly got the day off.
I gotta finally do Easter.
But for people living in the area, they were frustrated.
Ridiculous, yep. Ridiculous the way people drive. It needs to stop.
The name of the person arrested has not yet been released.
Now you can see right behind me that the CPS crews have just now wrapped up finishing working on that electric pole, but power has been restored to this area. We're told that San Antonio Park Police is handling this case, but we're working to learn why that is. We've spoken to several officers here on the scene and sent an email to San Antonio Police Department's Public Information Office. Reporting to you live on the west side, Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Camelia. For most people, this was a 3-day weekend, starting with Good Friday and ending today with Easter Sunday.
Yeah, people across the city attended Easter services today. We stopped by the San Fernando Easter Sunday service. This was the 2nd year that Easter services were back in full swing since the pandemic shut down in 2020. Families packed the pews today. Many churches offering services in different languages and times to accommodate as many faith followers as possible.
And that's not all this Easter Sunday. Keeping up with the tradition of camping in the parks, It took a lot of dedication this year. Families had to endure cold temperatures at the start and heavy rains. Easter campers we caught up with in Brackenridge Park, always a popular place to do that. They say they made the best memories they could despite all those challenges.
Started coming out here since Friday, but Friday we kind of laid back a little bit, and we were hoping that it cleared up, and yesterday it cleared up real good, and we're ready to do it again every year, thank God.
Super cold last night. The family bundled as a family, out here. We're doing the egg hunt. Last night we did like a neon egg hunt type deal.
Glow in the dark egg hunt. It was super fun.
Now, of course, the Easter holiday is over. That means holiday park celebrations are over because the curfew for city parks goes back into effect tonight at 11 p.m. Mia, those folks that were out there this weekend, definitely the hardcore.
Yes, very dedicated, very committed.
You can't stop people in San Antonio.
No,
they're going to do it.
Not. Especially considering that it was just so soggy out there, especially on Friday, which is good. At least we got much needed rainfall. But yes, definitely dedication. And it was pretty chilly out there late last week as well. Yesterday, we started warming things up even more so today. The cloud cover did stick around, though, a little bit longer into the afternoon. Still, daytime highs were able to top off in the upper 60s and low 70s. Now, right now, temperatures are settling into the 60s for most this 10 p.m. hour, and I think through the overnight hours, we'll start off near about 60 by wake-up time Monday morning. Daytime highs headed for the 70s, but you'll also notice here on your day planner, we do have the potential to find a couple of showers to maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two move into parts of south central Texas. It's not for everybody, but we will need to keep eyes on the radar as we see a disturbance pass across the Lone Star State. We'll get you a look at what futurecast looks like, timing all of that out for tomorrow, and then a look at a quieter and warmer weather pattern that takes over for the rest of the week coming up in just a few.
Thank you so much, Mia. Well, Texas, like many states, is still facing a shortage of workers in emergency medical services. As a way to encourage more people to join the field, Acadian Ambulance is offering a short 11-day course for emergency care attendant. The Night Team's Lee Waldman explains how the classes are a paid way to get your foot in the door for EMS.
More credentialed individuals that we have on the street means that there's more trucks on the street. We can get to our community a lot faster. There's people.
Recruiter for Acadian Ambulance Christine Kerner says since the pandemic, there has been a nationwide problem with finding people to join the EMS field.
The economy, the way that it is, I think that it's going to be a battle that we see for the near future, at least.
In December, we told you about the Texas legislature setting aside $21.7 million for EMS education and retention as a part of Senate Bill 8 to help combat the shortage. After our story aired,
we had 19 candidates come in the door ready to go. Of those 19, 15 signed offer letters and have their tuition completely paid for.
Joey Vela is currently in EMT classes with Acadian, benefiting from the state funding.
Not only am I able to work, but able to get the days off to go to class, not have to put anything out of pocket.
Before the EMT training, Vela took part in Acadian's Emergency Care Attendant, or ECA course. It's a paid 11-day class that gets your foot in the door for emergency medical services.
It's a building block to the next level of getting the EMT, and then after EMT, then your paramedic.
Acadian pays ECA participants hourly, and then when you complete the course and want to continue on to an EMT class, your EMT training will be paid for as well.
If you're not sure about EMS, you're kind of on the fence about EMS, this is a great stepping stone into that, or just the medical field in general.
The next ECA class for Acadians starts on May 5th. You'll need to be registered by mid-April. On our website, KSAT.com, we have all of the information on how you can sign up for that class. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Lee. News around Texas tonight. Police need your help finding an elderly man who disappeared this Easter morning in Georgetown. That's 28 miles north of Austin. 84-year-old James DeLine was last seen in the 300 block of Woodstone Drive. Police say he was driving a white 2001 Lexus with a Texas plate that reads GGT 5593. Police also say he has a cognitive impairment and his disappearance poses a threat to his health. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call Georgetown Police at 512-930-3510.
Some sad news to report tonight. The Atascosa County is in mourning tonight following the loss of a former sheriff. Sheriff Tommy Williams passed away last night, according to a post from the current sheriff on social media. In a statement they wrote in part, quote, "If you ever met him, he remembered you. He was a friend to all, a fantastic politician, a true public servant, a great sheriff, father, husband, and boss," end quote. According to the Post, Williams served as sheriff from 1973 all the way to 2012. He passed away from a lengthy illness. Thank you for your service, sir.
Do you know the value of your home? Well, it's the time of the year to find out what you can do if you're not satisfied with the answer. Plus, if you drive a Tesla, you might want to listen up because there is a lawsuit happening. How it could harm the company but benefit the driver's privacy.
And the move to ban abortion pills is happening right here in Texas, while out in Washington state, they're trying to keep them available. And now it's up to a court in New Orleans to make the final decision. We'll help you make sense of all of that and what we can expect in that case this week.
Welcome back. Well, a federal appeals court in New Orleans will now decide whether a pill used in medical abortions will continue to be available. A Texas judge suspended the FDA approval of the drug, while a Washington state judge ruled it should remain available in at least 17 states, making it likely the case will ultimately end up before the Supreme Court. ABC's Elwin Lopez has what we can expect this week as the battle for abortion rights continues.
Access to mifepristone, the most widely used abortion medication in the U.S., is now in the hands of a federal appeals court. On Friday, a conservative federal judge in Texas suspended the FDA's approval of the drug. The lawsuit filed by advocacy group Alliance Defending Freedom.
Obviously, this is not the last stage and the last word on this issue, and we're ready to go to the next stage.
Hours later, the Justice Department filed an appeal. Attorney General Merrick Garland arguing the Texas ruling overturned the FDA's expert judgment rendered over 2 decades ago that mifepristone is safe and effective.
The FDA has continued to, if anything, overly monitor this drug to make sure that it continues to be safe and effective.
Almost simultaneously, a federal judge in Washington state ruled that the FDA should not make any changes to the availability of mifepristone and keep the status quo. If the Court of Appeals upholds the Texas ruling and the 2 federal orders remain in conflict, the issue will likely end up before the Supreme Court. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra tells CNN the Biden administration intends to do everything it can to make sure mifepristone is available moving forward.
What you saw by that one judge in that one court in that one state, that's not America. America goes by the evidence. America does what's fair.
The conservative Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans will weigh in on the Texas case, deciding if the abortion pill should remain available as the case winds through the courts. If the Texas ruling stands, it would take effect nationwide. Even in states where abortion is legal, women would not have access to mifepristone. 40% of abortion clinics nationwide only offer abortion pills. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
The sun today was probably harder to find than Easter eggs.
Definitely the ones I planted for my 1.5-year-old. They were pretty
Didn't
easy.
see a lot of sun today.
Yeah, the cloud cover was able to hang on just a bit longer, but on the plus side, it kept temperatures to a pretty comfortable feel out there, upper 60s and low 70s. Tomorrow's still mostly cloudy, but I think especially by Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to see more sunshine take back over, which will probably be a welcome sight considering it's been pretty cloudy and it was even really soggy out there late last week. That's also going to help those temperatures warm. Now, before we can get there, tomorrow, it's not going to be for everybody, but a couple of showers to a stray thunderstorm or two will be possible as we see a little disturbance trek across the Lone Star State. After that moves on out of here, we'll start to see that temperature trend climb a little bit more. Those thermometers will warm, especially by late week, and that also coincides with a bit more sunshine that, yes, does look to return, especially by Wednesday. So let's time it all out, starting off with current conditions outside right now. We do have the cloud cover in place. Temperatures sitting in the mid 60s officially over at SA International. You can see in terms of rain, we are quiet out there across south central Texas, but that likely is going to change for some of us, potentially as early as the morning drive tomorrow. I think it's possible we find a couple of hit or miss showers out there that we'll need to monitor on the radar. And then into Monday afternoon, a couple of isolated storms not completely off the table. And I want to go ahead and show you why. Well off to our northwest this Sunday night, approaching the I-20 corridor, really in between Lubbock and San Angelo. You see this line of thunderstorms that's moving farther off to the south and east. That is that little disturbance that's going to continue pushing across the state of Texas. Now, most guidance suggests that the bulk of that activity is going to weaken and dissipate before it reaches our neck of the woods, but still, considering it is coming in from the northwest by about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, so if you are stepping out hitting the roadways, yes, it is possible that we may briefly need to use the umbrella in spots. A few showers possible into the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. time frame through lunchtime plans as well. And then into Monday afternoon, as we put that daytime heat to work, sure, a couple of rumbles of thunder, not completely out of the question. Again, not for everybody, but probably a good idea to keep the umbrella in the car just in case we may need to briefly use it. Now, temperature-wise, we're going to start off near about 60 degrees here in San Antonio first thing tomorrow, 59 in Canyon Lake, 62 in Floresville, 62 as well over in Sabinal, and 59 in Utopia. Again, mostly cloudy skies expected, around 66 by 11 a.m., 68 through the lunchtime hour, and then as we head into our Monday afternoon, especially for folks that don't find some of that rain, temperatures are expected to climb into the mid-70s, maybe even a few upper 70s, especially the farther south and west that you go. As of right now, we've got a forecast high pointed around 74 here in San Antonio, 77 in Pleasanton, 75 in Bandera, and 73 in Kerrville for your Monday afternoon. It is possible that we find a couple of very isolated lingering showers into our Tuesday. Highs still climb into the mid-70s there, but then check out Wednesday and Thursday. Those temperatures are expected to climb, especially as we start to see more of that sunshine return. So around 78 is that forecast high on Wednesday, and then into Thursday, those low 80s creep back into the forecast. We're pretty dry as well throughout the second half of the work week. But then as we head into Saturday, that's when we are expecting our next cold front to work its way into south central Texas. Maybe a couple of isolated showers to a stray storm associated with that boundary possible Friday night and into early Saturday. So still a lot of time to fine-tune the details on that. Until then, keep the rain jacket handy tomorrow just in case, and then we'll dry things out and warm things up throughout the remainder of the week, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Mia.
Flirting with 90 there on Saturday, but we'll let it pass since we got some rain chances.
All right, sounds good.
And look at the lows.
We'll take that.
Okay.
All right, as temperatures get warm out there, then come the bugs. This time we are talking ticks. What you can expect this year as a tick-borne disease increase is expected.
Well, in much of the U.S., tick season is already starting, and this year there's a new warning about a rise in reported cases of a disease ticks can spread. Mandy Gaither has more on what the illness is and what you can do to protect yourself and your family.
As the weather gets warmer, ticks get more active.
There are a lot of diseases that ticks can transmit to humans and to pets.
One emerging tick-borne disease is called babesiosis. It's usually caused by a parasite, says Dr. Bobby Pritt with Mayo Clinic.
This parasite lives in your red blood cells and can cause quite a serious, even fatal infection.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say between 2011 and 2019, there was a significant rise in the number of cases reported in the U.S., primarily in the Northeast and Midwest. Severity of symptoms varies, but tends to be flu-like and can include fever, chills, sweating, loss of appetite, nausea, and fatigue.
If you're immunocompromised or don't have a functioning spleen, disease can become quite serious and can even result in death.
To protect yourself, practice the ABCs. A, avoid. Stay away from tall grasses and other areas in the woods where ticks are found. B, bug spray. The CDC recommends one containing DEET or picaridin among other active ingredients. And C, cover up. Clothing can protect against bites.
And last but not least, when you come inside, make sure you check yourself, your children, your family members, and your pets for ticks, and remove them as soon as you find them.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The 2022-23 NBA regular season ended today, and all 30 teams were in action, including our San Antonio Spurs at the Dallas Mavericks. The Spurs won 3 of their last 5 games, including today's. For more of what's on Instant Replay, as my voice disappears, let's talk to Larry.
I'll tell you what, so Spurs fans who don't necessarily like Mark Cuban, Mavericks owner, definitely loved the outcome of this game today. The Spurs dropped the hammer on the Mavs and will enter the offseason happier after a win. Coming up tonight on Instant Replay.
Wesley lets it go. Got it! Oh, mama! Blake Wesley!
Blake Wesley drained a 3 to beat the first quarter buzzer to help the Spurs set a new franchise record for largest lead after one quarter of 28 points. How about that? And 4 Spurs recorded a double-double. Highlights and post coming up.
2 division world champion, but you had to work for it in this one. What did you think of your performance?
It wasn't the best performance, I'll admit that. I got my jaw broken in like the 6th round or something.
Yeah, Jesse Bam Rodriguez won the vacant WBO flyweight title last night here in San Antonio, and he did so through the pain of a fractured jaw. 210 Bam is 210 tough, and now he's a 2-division world title holder. Congrats to the rising star.
Albeit with a team that has started off very well. That ricochets perfectly onto the foot of the attacker. Farr was there for the save.
Once again, San Antonio FC goalkeeper Jordan Farr came up big with 2 saves versus Sacramento last night to help SAFC remain unbeaten this season and tied for the most points in the USL Championship this season. We've also got the Masters, the Brahmas, Gunslingers, Major League Baseball, and much more, including former Spur Kyle Anderson getting into it with Rudy Gobert on the final day of the NBA regular season. So much for being teammates. It's all an Instant Replay right after the Nightbeat. I'm glad we're better than that as teammates.
I've never taken a swing at Larry.
And I'll never take one at you.
I would get hit, and it would not feel good.
I don't know about that.
Larry wouldn't hit me. He's a nice guy. All right, imagine someone seeing everything you do in your car. Well, you can do that if you look through the windows, but one Tesla owner is claiming that's exactly what happened in a lawsuit. How the automaker is responding.
Plus, they might have been silenced on the floor, but 2 recently expelled representatives in Tennessee are still letting their voices be heard. How they're spreading their message of anti-racism and gun violence.
And your letter about your property appraisal should already be in the mail if you haven't opened it already. How this year is not expected to be as bad as previous years.
Sticker shock again. Bexar County property owners could already have mail from the appraisal district telling them what their home is worth, and it's already posted online.
I got mine on Friday. The numbers aren't as drastic as last year for some, but they are still higher. 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz explains why and what you can do if you don't like yours.
If we don't watch how we spend our money and save for that, we'll be in trouble.
Teresa Garza's home just shot up in value by another 15%. Her Dignity Hill neighborhood has changed.
They look like medium-priced homes, but they're not. They're selling almost triple the amount that the people paid for them.
Her neighbor, Richard Cardenas, says developers buy the old houses and flip them.
They're selling for $300,000 or $500,000, and that's way too much. And that increases our property value.
They're not alone. Countywide, residential values are up an average of nearly 15%.
We expect to hear the same, frustration that, everybody feels.
Assistant Chief Appraiser Roy Sandoval says by law, the appraisal district has to follow the sales market. And no, they don't look at every home. So what can you do? Well, first of all, be sure you're claiming all of the exemptions you're entitled to, such as homestead, over 65, and disability. Those can help with your tax bill.
We have 50 appraisers for residential properties, yet we have over 500,000 residential homes. It's impossible for us to look at your home specifically. What we do mass appraisal. We look at neighborhoods.
Next, if you disagree, you can appeal or protest. The form is on the back of your notice, or you can do the entire process online. Remember to ask for their evidence packet. Most appeals are settled informally. The deadline to file notice of appeal is May 15th. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, this is not another repeat of news from yesterday. Instead, it is another Norfolk Southern train derailment, this time in Alabama, coming one day after the same company's train derailed in Pittsburgh. Take a look. In this case, 2 crews 2 crew members were sent to the hospital. 11 cars and the engine derailed. Company officials also say the train rolled onto its side and spilled diesel fuel and engine oil, but they were not carrying any sort of hazardous materials. The crew was trapped inside the engine room for a brief time before being rescued. This is the 3rd Norfolk Southern derailment in Alabama in just over a month.
There are growing calls to reinstate 2 Tennessee lawmakers expelled last week for violating decorum rules during a protest for gun reform on the House floor. Their case has drawn national attention and outrage from many. ABC's Andrew Dimbert tells us how soon they could be reinstated or permanently let go.
The expulsion of 2 former state representatives from the Tennessee state legislature has many in their districts outraged.
We the people hired Justin J. Pearson, and we didn't fire him.
I'm angry. Representatives Justin Pearson and Justin Jones were expelled after ignoring warnings from Republican leadership about protesting for gun reform in the chamber following the Covenant School shooting in Nashville.
Expelled from the House of Representatives.
The Republican House Speaker telling Fox News,
We have decorum, we have process, we have procedure.
Tens of thousands of voters now without representation in the Tennessee State House.
Truly taxation without representation.
Pearson says he hopes to be reappointed to his role so he can continue to serve Memphis, calling his ouster an abuse of power by the Republican leadership.
Who would rather expel our voices and try to expel our people's voices from the people's house rather than address the issue of gun violence and the need for real gun safety reform legislation that could prevent people from dying in the first place.
Jones attended Easter service on Sunday, briefly addressing the congregation.
It's not over. We're in the midst of a resurrection, of a reconstruction that will redeem the soul of the state and hopefully this nation.
Voters are rallying behind both lawmakers.
We're getting hundreds of emails and lots of phone calls, and people want to send them right back up.
The Nashville Metro Council will consider suspending its rules on Monday in order to expedite the process to send Jones back to the House. A majority of the council members need to approve the nomination for it to go through, but the process could be delayed if 2 members object.
I'd like for him to be reinstated. No one can take his place.
Pearsons County is considering taking similar action to return him to his seat. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, New York.
Los Angeles schools and union leaders have reached a deal approving a new contract over the weekend. Union members representing thousands of Los Angeles school workers have voted, quote, overwhelmingly in favor of the Los Angeles Unified School District. The move comes after a 3-day strike held in March. The union says more than 99% of its members voted to approve the new agreement. It also says the contract is a major step forward with significant improvements to wages, work hours, and benefits.
All right, back here at home, let's go outside with live cam. Taking a look outside over the Alamo City. Cloud cover back in place. Temperatures in the 60s right now. And really, temperatures haven't fallen a whole lot compared to where we ended our day earlier this afternoon. In the upper 60s and low 70s. A quick recap of this Sunday. It was a seasonable start. 56 was the low, and it was an unseasonably cool finish thanks to that cloud cover. 70 was the high, which is 9 degrees below the average for this time of year. Warmer, though, out west in Del Rio. Val Verde County able to pick up on a little bit more sunshine. 77, 76 in Pleasanton. 73 was the high temperature in Gonzales. Now, tomorrow we're still in the mid 70s, but that temperature trend is going to continue to increase. Upper 70s, even low 80s return by late week, and then our next front moves in early next weekend. So we'll have another full look at that forecast as well as time out that rain chance again tomorrow coming up in just a few. Tim.
Thank you, Mia. Is your Tesla vehicle recording you? Sounds creepy. And are Tesla employees watching the footage? Even creepier. That's what one lawsuit is claiming, the evidence they have to win the case, or so they say when we come back.